Welcome to the first episode of Robbie Comics. I'm Robbie, and these are comics. Myself personally, I'm actually quite new to comic book collecting. I used to collect a little bit as a kid, and then a few sort of years ago, I started getting into the sort of monster movie stuff, and I realized that Godzilla had a Marvel comic series from the 70s, 80s. So I started collecting those, and since then, I've just been piecing together bits of series and such over different titles. So we'll go over that at some point later on. So as many of you know, Free Comic Book Day was on the 7th of May, and my store limited it to 5 free comics per person. So these were the books that I picked up. I've kind of put them in order of which ones I thought were my favorite. So we'll just go through the ones that I picked up. So we've got SpiderMan and Venom. I think quite a lot of people would have picked this one up. Based on what I read in here, there's obviously some kind of ongoing big story happening, and based on what I've seen online, but still I really like the artwork. It might be one that I'll probably try and piece together what's actually going on with Venom, sort of the king of the symbiotes now, so that's kind of crazy. So yeah, I'll kind of look into that a bit further, but I quite like this one. But again, I think you just have to have a bit more knowledge about what's actually going on in the universe to get a better idea of what's actually happening in this book and what the implications are from that one. I picked this one up purely because the new season is being released soon. So we've got the Stranger Things issue. I'm really looking forward to the TV show. I've not really read any of the books from Stranger Things. I didn't even realize they were doing it, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, I think the artwork, again, I'm not too fond of the artwork in here, but based on how old sort of the characters look in the book, I'm assuming it's in some way tied to the series in some way. So so that'll be quite interesting to see what happens with that. Next on the list, I love the front cover on this one. Again, I feel like you need to be kind of into the story itself to get a better idea of what's actually happening in this particular book. But I really like how menacing the turtles look here, with their sort of glowing yellow eyes. It kind of looks very similar to the original Eastman front cover for the first Turtles, if memory serves me right. But yeah, it looks really cool. I like that kind of like dark, macabre sort of look to them. The next one I got was Red Sonja. I've been meaning to get the original series for a while now. I've got a few things that I'm watching on eBay. But yeah, I really like this story. It's really cool. It's I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons fan myself, so it kind of plays into that wheelhouse. And yeah, I really like the story in this one where she goes off and fights. There's like a Medusa type character terrorizing a little village. And obviously Red Sonja's going out there to try and kick the crap out of it. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I really like the artwork, I really like the style. Yeah, I couldn't really pass up the opportunity to grab a Red Sonja. And I think Netflix are actually doing, it's either a Conan or a Red Sonja TV show or a combination of the two. I can't remember. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. I really like the story in it. This one was my favorite one out of the 5 that I got. I'm more of a fan of the sort of horror genre. So Bunny Mask Tales is really creepy. It's really sort of like horror thriller-esque. This sort of Bunny Mask character looks like she's kind of like cleansing people who have got bad thoughts or have done bad things. There's a crazy scene where she kind of like wakes up some character that she's kind of tied to, and there's just bodies everywhere. But yeah, it really turned so peculiar when there was that guy who was looking through like a little peephole he made, and then she kept appearing, and then he kept looking through the peephole at different scenarios, and it wasn't just the room that he had drilled the hole into, it was like outside, and whilst he was watching these 2 other characters. So yeah, it was it kind of messed with your mind a little bit, which I really liked. Like the artwork's really nice. It's got that kind of like watercolor, sort of bleak, dank looking style. But yeah, it's really good. So if I need to do more research into this as a series, just to see what's actually going on there, see if it's an actual series that I can get into. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking out for this one or more of this one. And and I can never go to a comic book store without buying something. I know that these comic book stores actually buy these books in, so I feel a little bit guilty about just walking into their store, taking some free stuff, and then leaving. So I was looking around, and these two caught my eye. It's the Hulk Grand Design Monster of Madness by Jim Rugg. I did no research into these books before I bought them. I just really like the front cover. It's got like kind of like pop arty feel to them, and I like the fact that they sort of create one image. It's obviously just like a flipped image, but yeah, I just like the style of it there. And then I was quite surprised when I was reading through it. It's actually just like a history of Hulk. Based on what I did after I bought them, I was a bit like, oh, what's going on here? And then after doing a little bit of research online, I found out that obviously Jim Rugg pretty much read every single Hulk comic out there and condensed them down to these sort of 2 individual issues. And it's, as someone who's, again, still getting into reading comic books and collecting comic books, I felt like this was perfect. Like, I now have a better understanding of Hulk and his origins and all this craziness that he goes through. And yeah, I think it's really cool, and it kind of makes me want to look into Hulk a bit more and maybe collect a couple of little sort of series that are out there. So yeah, I think they're really cool. I think Jim Rugg did a really good job of taking the art styles from the different series or the different ages of comic books of Hulk and, you know, making it his own, but you can tell that he was influenced by them, you know, which is just awesome. And I really like how it just condenses the entire history, well, the majority of the history of Hulk into just 2 issues. So some newbie like me can come along and just take a shortcut almost without having to fork out or spend hours and hours reading these books. So yeah, so that was my books for today. I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you like what I'm doing, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to see how this goes. Like I said, this is my very first video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, peace out.